inspired. I recognize myself for 5 minutes to the group, but maybe it goes to you, Mr. Proctor, about energy efficiency. Tonko out of New York and Welch out of Vermont, we've worked together on trying to find ways of efficiency. And one of the things that I'm concerned about is from this in the water system. I'm one of 2 engineers in Congress, and one of the things we're talking about is always how do we improve efficiency? And I think this smart grid system could be very interesting with our meters. And I think you were alluding to that perhaps in your testimony, because if we have 240,000 breaks during a year, and we lose maybe anywhere from 20 to +% of our water, that's not efficient. The electricity is lost in motors and generating to pumps to move that, and the water we're moving, and the chemicals, all the process. So the efficiency. I know that Europe is investing about $8 billion in the next 3 years in a smart system, smart metering system. Do you see that as being part of the solution of how we can be more prudent in our water programs?
Absolutely, and I'd like to make 2 points about that. One is the smart technology that's emerging right now does create the opportunity to monitor as well as meter water that's flowing through our distribution systems. So you can detect leaks. And when you can detect the leaks, you can detect, you know exactly where it is, so you don't spend a lot of time looking around trying to find it so you can repair it.
Should we, if Europe is out so much out in front with $8 billion, you know what kind of numbers we're putting into this, into the research, into a smart meter?
I don't know the answer to that.
You can get back to me on that. The other I wanted to talk about, maybe you, Mr. Voss, is rural water. I come from West Virginia, and we have a lot of areas that are really hurting for water. And I've got to think in Alaska, you've got a similar situation. And we know around the world there are some deficiencies with that. People can't get access to water. And there's a program that's being developed in West Virginia at a High Valley University with Catharis. It's a group out of Denver that in consolidation or coordination with the High Valley University to develop a mobile water treatment facility. And they've been able to get it now to the point that they can produce water now at 27 cents per person per day. That's pretty competitive with it. So I'm wondering whether or not that's something that we should, are you aware of the Catharis program?
I am not aware of that particular program myself, but at our state, in Alaska, for example, there are several ways that we're researching in partnership with the EPA ways to improve water supply to many rural areas of our state. And those include using innovation in trying to provide recycling and reuse technologies so that for the limited supplies that are available, that there are ways in which we can improve at a household level the ability to have safe drinking water.
I know their program is what they're trying to develop there is also being able to use solar panels so they can go to areas without electricity and still be able to process water for families in that immediate area. I think it also has opportunities for us where we have some serious leaks where people can't get water, that a mobile unit could come in and be able to provide them water service in the interim period of time. I'm very optimistic that these mobile units could be very helpful to us. So I thank you on that. And I had a piece, could you grab this is an example of when I say the water problems, I've designed thousands of miles of water system, and this is the one in rural West Virginia, a good 1-inch water line that probably has about 80% of it colluded, that they can't pass water through. This is what we see all across America. That's why this urgency of getting something done so that these families can have water, dependable, clean water, and this is certainly is unable to provide that. So I thank you for that, and the balance of my time, who do we have next?